So, I don't actually know a whole lot of jokes, but as I was driving to school this morning, I remembered something that happened to me when I was in graduate school in Pullman, Washington. One time I walked into Rico's bar, and they had a really nice piano there. Often the professors would come and play and so on, but tonight somebody was playing I didn't recognize. He came in, he sat down at the piano. He had a case beside him, and he put the case on the bench beside him, and he opened it up. And there's this guy inside of the case. So he helped the guy out and put the case down, set the guy on the bench, and the guy was dressed in a tux. He's a little guy. I mean, he's like a foot tall, very, a foot tall. That's not that great. But nonetheless, he was in a nice tux, and he sat down at the piano, and he started to play. And oh my God, this guy could play Tchaikovsky, he could play Chopin, he could play E-flat, major, minor, for any of the greats. He was just fantastic. I really enjoyed listening to this guy. But after a half-hour set, the full-sized guy, who I thought was a piano player, thanked the little guy, folded his arms, folded him up, and put him back inside this case. I thought this was very odd. I was kind of embarrassed, single gal, approached the guy, so I didn't say anything. But I did come back the next night, just to see if he would show up. And sure enough, this guy shows up, puts the case down, opens it up, helps out the guy in the tux. This little foot-high guy just plays his heart out. Passion, brilliance. You just couldn't ask anything better if you were at Carnegie Hall. But after about a half-hour set, he folds the guy up, puts him back inside of the case. Well, I am just unbelievably curious. I have to know. So the guy folds up the case and goes over to the bar. So I sit down beside him and offered to buy him a drink. He says, sure. I said, I'm just really, if you don't mind my asking, I'm just curious. Could you tell me a little bit more about the guy in the case? That wonderful piano player. He's just amazing. The guy looked kind of mournful. He says, yeah, he says, I've been playing all my life, and I can't play a fraction as well as he can. I said, well, what's his story? Where'd he come from? He says, well, funny you should ask that. He says, when you were coming down the street toward Rico's, did you happen to pass a man with a big Doberman dog in his lap? I said, yeah, I did. He says, and did you pass a guy dressed up like Captain America? Oh, yeah, I saw him. Yeah, he's always there. And did you see the gypsy at the corner doing fortunes? I said, oh, yeah, she's always there. Who is she anyway? The guy says, well, I asked myself, who is the gypsy? So I stopped and asked her. And she grabbed hold of my hand and looked into my eyes, and she says, I will grant you any wish you want. I said, oh my gosh, she actually offered you any wish that you wanted? The guy says, yeah, she's for real. She's really got real powers. She's like practically a Macbeth witch or something. But, and you should stop and ask her for whatever you like. Really? I said. He says, yeah, but you need to be aware that I think she's a little bit hard of hearing. Hard of hearing? You don't say. What made you say that? What makes you think about that or think so? And he said, you don't think I asked for a 12-inch pianist, do you?